Making mistakes is part of the entrepreneurship journey. Hello, I am DeAnna Busby-Rast, and today we are going to talk about the 5 biggest mistakes that I see with entrepreneurs as they are building their business. As you know, if you've been watching the channel, you know that I am a business and a professional development coach. So every day I get to work with entrepreneurs, professionals, and business executives to help them grow and help their businesses grow and develop. So let's get into this. Let's talk about what are the 5 biggest mistakes that we see. The first one that I'm going to say is that it is all about trying to do everything yourself. When we try to do everything ourselves, we lose our magic in the process. When I started my business, because I had worked in corporate America all those years, I understood that I had to have finances, that I had to have legal, that I had to have insurance, that I had to have all of the foundational stuff buttoned up. But I also knew marketing, social media. I knew how to go to a conference. I knew all of this, or at least I thought I did, and I figured I could do it all. What I realized last year is that I was trying to do too much, and it was pulling me away from my magic. So one of my biggest goals in 2025 was to reassess what I was doing. And so that pulled me away from this idea of that I needed to do it all. So what did I do? I took social media off my plate. I got an accountant and a CPA to take care of my books, so I didn't have to worry about all that detail. Yes, I knew the books. I knew what needed to go in. I knew I needed to track, but I stopped trying to do everything, which then freed my mind up to do some of the things that I needed to do for my clients and for my business. Number 2 is the fact that we ignore cash flow. We get excited when a client pays us. We get excited when that next client wants to enter into a relationship or into a partnership, or they buy the product. But if we're not looking at the cash flow, really understanding what expenses are going into the business, we have to understand not just top line revenue, we have to understand what our net profit is. And so second biggest mistake that I see is 100% ties into not understanding cash flow. Now the other mistake that I see is, we'll call it validity, or maybe we'll call it clarity. Do we really understand what we're bringing to the market? And not only that, but did we do the research? Do we fully understand who my competitive landscape looks like? What does the competitive landscape look like? Who else might be doing exactly what I'm doing? If you think about putting in the extra legwork that goes into researching, what's the value back to you? The value back to you is knowledge. Now you have more information, you have ideas, and you can understand how the competition is going to market. And you can differentiate yourself in a way better fashion than you were if you didn't validate, if you didn't do the research, and if you didn't bring clarity to your business. So we know that there's coaches everywhere, right? Oh my goodness, I can't even count the number of coaches that are across the world. So I really had to understand not only what I was doing from a coaching practice standpoint, but what was I up against in my region? And then what was I up against across the United States from a geo standpoint? And then I had to really dig deep to say, who am I? What value do I truly bring? What experience do I bring forward to my clients and my prospective clients? So that research was done well before. Now, what else did I learn by doing the research and validating my business? I understood how other coaches priced their business. I understood how other coaches created packages for their business. I understood how other large executive firms went to market. Validating your business, bringing clarity to your business, again, is number 3 when it comes to some of the biggest mistakes that we make. Now, the other thing I will say that I think is really important, if you're interested in this, I would offer you to click up above, because it's all about networking. We can't avoid the importance of personal relationships. We can't neglect the idea that networking isn't important. I have admiration for a previous CEO that I used to work for, an amazing man, incredible leader. And when I was building my business, I sat him down and I said, I need you to hear me out. And what I loved about those conversations that I had with an individual that had nothing to do with the coaching industry, he was no longer even in business. He had sold his business and really just sits in various board positions. But he's honest with me, and he tells me honestly what my risks are, what my rewards are. He challenges my thoughts and my ideas. When we are starting out, it is so important that we actually reach out to those people that we admire. When it comes to making sure that we are connected and we stay close to our networks, is that find somebody to be with, whether it is a mastermind group, but being challenged and being around other people will be something that is really important, and one of the mistakes that I see a lot of entrepreneurs make. The last thing is I'll call it hard conversations. It's more than just hard conversations. When you're going into an opportunity with a potential client, it comes down to, do you understand the process that you've put together? Have you created strong proposals that really bring your brand forward, but also listen to what the client really is needing? What are they asking for? See, I think one of the things that I was able to gain while I was in corporate America is I understood the structure of putting together a concrete proposal for clients. And one of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make is being able to have those tough conversations. It is really negotiating. If you have a price and your price aligns with what your product or your service is, don't automatically acquiesce. Stick to it, own it, be comfortable in those difficult conversations. That is when we grow the most. So don't avoid the hard conversation, open it, embrace it. You will learn by having tough negotiation with other vendors, whether it is a client, or possibly an upset client. Don't avoid the difficult conversation. Again, what are the biggest mistakes if I count them down for you at the very beginning? One is that it is all about trying to do everything ourselves. Two, it is all about not recognizing my cash flow. Do I understand how I make money and how much money am I spending? Three, am I really truly tapping in to those clarity moments? Do I truly understand what's going on in the broader market? Have I validated my idea and my concept? Four, we really need to make sure that we stay close to our connections. Reach out to other people, bounce ideas off other people. Don't get lonely, stay in the mix, network as much as you can. And the fifth thing is, and it's really important, is get comfortable in those uncomfortable moments. Hard conversations are part of being a business owner. It is part of being a business leader. Again, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions regarding the 5 mistakes that I see or how I can help you in your entrepreneurship journey, I would ask that you follow me, reach out to me. You can reach out on my website or contact me directly. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you on the next one.